Welcome back to the Real AF TV podcast show about fishing random takes from the land of 10,000 lakes. Welcome to the random take portion of our podcast. We are dads, we're new dads, and we're going to talk about dad moments.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you're seeing this on Friday on YouTube or listening to it, I guess, on YouTube now, that people can lock their phones and still just listen to YouTube, I guess. Like, that's a thing. Anyways. If you're hearing this or seeing this on YouTube on Friday, we are a podcast that comes out every other Monday, full length. You can find it over on all the podcast feeds and on YouTube too, if you go check the full channel. Just like to throw that in there every once in a while. But Tim, dad stuff. Let's just talk about dad stuff because
Let's talk about it.
Had my first moment of swearing. I had my first moment of swearing. And it wasn't bad. And it's not the first time, but she understands how to use it. And she was.
Nice. Yeah.
It's just damn, so it's not that big of a deal.
Just damn.
But, you know. Just be laughing at daycare. It's going to get worse.
Damn. They just say stuff that's not even in the sentence, right? I'm going to go and get some macaroni and cheese, damn.
Nope, it's not that. It's like for reals. It started the first time we heard about it. My sister was watching her.
Okay.
And she's like, your kid says damn. And I'm like, what? We'll stop saying it around her. And I'm like, I'm not. And she's like, me? Fuck no. I'm not saying damn.
Fuck no, I'm not saying damn. I say fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And then she said, and she's using it right. So it was something like she just ran out of noodles at the Chinese buffet or something like that. And she was like, damn.
Damn.
Then my wife heard it because we were walking through Target and
I love that.
They stopped at a lantern. Like we were just going through, like we were walking through the bike aisle and we were getting like an inner tube or something like that. And then we went, from in Target, it's always the back. The bikes are always in the back. And then I just was leading us and I was like, come on, let's go. We got things to do after this. So I just pulled up through the camping section and I just kept walking. And I was at the front. Yeah. Well, they were still at the back because my daughter had stopped and grabbed a tiny little lantern, like a her size lantern.
Yeah.
And she's like playing with it and fidgeting and tried to turn it on. And I hear my wife like click the button and go, okay, the batteries, like it doesn't have any batteries. We can't use it. And we keep walking. And then my wife catches up and she goes, that thing was out of batteries. So she said, oh, battery's dead? Damn. That's what my daughter said.
That's the shit, though. I love that so much. Like, I know some other parents are just like, oh, you can't. But I'm just like, oh, my God. I would literally, I'm the dad that, like, I would, if I heard that, I'd just be like, oh. Damn. Yes. Oh, man. That one got me in the feels. I started. Yeah, dude. It can be funny when they use it well. I mean, damn's not that big of a deal. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start.
It is.
My kid, first swear word that he started with was fuck. So we came out right.
Just came out swinging right away.
He said shit a lot too, but that was on accident. And then I'd say, and there's a couple of different things where he just said it wrong. So I'd always be like messing with him, like stick. He said dick.
Yep.
Shed. He couldn't say shed. It would come out shit. So we'd be talking about stuff in the backyard and I'd be like, just driving past houses, having fun with it. Just be like, oh, dang, take a beat of that shed. And he'd just be like, oh, big shit. Hell yeah, do big shit,
Yeah,
asking that too, like looking at my wife and just being like, I'd like pick up a stick. Hey, Becky, what's daddy got? And then Becca would be like, Dad got a big dick. I'd look at my wife, just be like, pointing, and she's like, not that big. And I'd just be like, shut up. It's big enough. So this
Shut
stick
up.
is, I can poke the ground with it and I don't have to hunch over. That's a pretty big stick. He's not lying. But no, we started with the word fuck, and it
Oh.
wasn't our doing. It was another little boy at daycare,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that little boy's parents claimed that his uncle had Tourette's,
Yeah,
which is
right.
like, maybe, but I don't believe it.
Right, yeah, yeah.
I think you
Look at the
guys say
stats
it,
of how
and
many people have Tourette's, and then look at the stats of how many people have fucking Tourette's. That makes you go, "Shit, god damn it."
right, right, exactly. So that little boy taught my son the word fuck, and then he would say it kind of randomly. I'm like, we'd have to pull him aside and be like, dude, that word is not okay. My mom does not like swearing at all.
Right.
I think she tried to listen to the podcast once and was just like, I can't do this. And I'm just like, well, I didn't make it for you. So listen at your own discretion, woman. I say naughty words, but not around you. I am respectful, so
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
different. Podcast is
right,
different. I don't come into her house swearing up a storm.
yeah.
But
We just speak openly,
yeah.
and then, yeah, I get it, situational. Because even with the kid, and I don't wanna take you away from yours before I get into that, so I'm gonna stop, yeah.
Oh no, I just have to say, because he was saying that word, and it was like around the age of his I want to say it was his second birthday,
Mhm. 'Kay.
and we had a party at my parents' house, and he had like his cake, and he's eating it, and he's being all silly, and they're doing all this stuff, and it was like about time for everybody to go. And he knows how to say thank you, and we're just like, all right, what do you have to say to everybody? And then like everybody's paying attention, getting quiet, looking at him, and he just goes, fuck. I'm just like, no, no, dude, no. No, that's, damn it. No, we're not trying to show off with the new word you learned at daycare. You say thank
He knew
you.
what he
Thank
was
you for,
doing though, dude. You're gonna have the funniest little dude. I know that you already do in some ways, but I'm just saying, like, comedic timing, dude. He's
oh
gonna
yeah, dude.
he already gets it. He's just gonna keep going with it. That's so hilarious.
Yeah, he's a silly dude, man. He definitely does. He cracked himself up pretty good at supper tonight, because he likes to be like, Dad. I go, what? He goes, boys rule and girls drool. And just be like, and then I just play into it all the time. I'm like, yeah, buddy. Look over at my wife and just like, what's up. And then
Yeah, right.
my wife is like, kind of like jokingly arguing with him, like, actually, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be in this world. And he's like, actually, I think I would be just fine if you weren't. And then he's she's like, but like, if I wasn't here, you wouldn't be born. He's like, but I would come from your tummy. And she's like, exactly my point. And he's like, okay, actually, Mom, I was wrong. And what I meant to say is, you're still gonna be there, but you drool. and he, and then he started laughing his ass off, and Shannon was laughing at me. We were all just laughing our asses off, because we're like, dude, all this is so, like, it's all nonsense, but the way you delivered
No,
it was so good.
it's so
to
good.
to
That's
bring it
just
back
that's
around to just like, you drool. Oh
Yes,
man.
brought it back.
Oh, brought it back around.
So good. I definitely slip up saying "fuck." Or
Oh yeah,
not
dude,
even
it's
slip
hard
up.
not to.
I say it for sure, because the first one she said was "fuck," and it was when she was
Yeah.
1, she was just learning how to talk, and I was outside trying to, get the air conditioner covered. Like, I was covering up the air conditioner, and it was cold out, and I have
Yeah.
those, have the ties, the tie ropes where you can wrench them down. You know,
Oh,
they
the
got the
ratchet straps.
ratchet strap. Thank you. So I
Yep.
ratchet strap.
Yep.
I'm trying to ratchet strap it down, and I think what
Okay.
actually happened is I tried to throw them together, and it was cold, so I was like kind of trying to wrap it around, and then ended up having the end with a hook on it, and it kind of hit me in the knuckles a little bit, and I was like,
Okay.
"Fuck!"
Oh
And
yeah.
she was right
Fuck
there,
yeah.
and then she just little kid, fuck, doo, 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 doo,
Right.
doo,
Oh, dude. Yeah. They
and
just
just
say what
kept
you say.
going, and I just said
I know.
nothing. I just did
I know.
nothing.
You just go, what can you do?
I
I know.
didn't
I've seen
laugh.
so many
I
videos.
didn't say, "Don't say that." I didn't say shit.
Right. I've seen so many videos online where like dads slip up saying stuff and the kid repeats it. And there's one where they only say "oh shit." So based off of what they're saying, I think it's like an Irish accent. But the dad's trying to like paint the wall and have the daughter help him, and the daughter's just like a little girl. I don't know how old, but the dad's kind of painting, and it must drip or whatever. You can't really see it in the video, but the dad just goes,
Mhm.
"Oh shit," and then the little girl goes, "Oh shit." her little, her little like
Her tiny
Irish
little
accent.
Irish accent.
Oh, oh shit. Like, I love it. I can watch it like a million times in a row. But that's, I mean,
Oh,
that's what happens, man. They're little, they just like regurgitate anything you say. So they're just
yeah,
waiting for you to say some shit. And then they say stuff. Dude, I say silly stuff
yeah.
and then I forget that I say it and he
Yeah,
remembers it word
'cause it's
for
in the
word.
moment reaction, just like
Yeah.
silly thing, right?
Right, exactly. I'm just always trying to be silly. I always trying to get him to laugh. Like
Yeah,
that's my goal.
yeah,
It's who I am. It's what I do with everybody. And
right.
my son is like number one. Like I
Mhm.
making him laugh is better than making anyone else laugh, you know? So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, for sure.
that's number one.
Mhm.
So the other day at daycare, he was like folding up his cot or something, and there was like a pinch point, like they have nap time still.
Yep,
And
yep.
the cot, like, dude, pinched his finger good. Like he got a
Yeah.
good, like one of those where it like peeled back the skin, you know, whatever that's called, where there's like a
Yep,
flap of skin type of
yep.
cut. So he got it good, and his fingers messed up. So he's putting on his shoes, and he has these new Nikes, dopest Nikes in the world, by the way. They're like these Nike like slip-ons, but they're like tennis shoes. But like
Oh,
around the swoosh is like a freaking, they're blue and orange, and then it has like a octopus that's like wrapping around the swoosh.
oh,
So they're like
hell
made for
yeah.
little kids. It's like this like seascape, but like with the Nike swoosh, they're so
Yeah,
cool.
and I love that they're
But
like a slip-on tennis shoe anyways.
yeah, exactly. So there's like a loop in the front and a loop in the back. So you got to grab both loops and you got to pull it on. But like his pointer finger is the one that got the injury.
Mhm.
So I told him, I'm like, dude, we got to put our shoes on in the morning. Like I'm sitting him down and talking to him. Like we don't have time to mess around. Like, you know, we're trying to explain to him the concept of time. Like we
Yeah,
have to make it to work on time. Like
right.
things need to get done. So you got to put your shoes on. And I know we've been preaching to you, like, get your shoes on now. And sometimes we might say, hey, go put your shoes on. And we forget that you have this owie. So then you got to be like, hey, you porcupines, I still got an owie on my finger. You got to come help me pour this thing out. I was just being silly trying to get him to laugh. It's been
Right.
like 2 weeks since I said that. And he's still like at the bottom of the steps being like, hey, you porcupines, I got an owie. I'm just like, I forgot I said that. Keeps popping up that I said, hey, you porcupines. And he
Right,
keeps
and now
remembering that.
that's
Saying it all
so
sassy
great.
at the bottom of the steps. Hey, you porcupines! Just like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
love it.
What
It
is the
makes your day better
oxymoron that made
too.
you late the one day?
Like the most frustrating thing I've had to deal with so far.
Oh,
So
this is into the
it
the frustrating territory already.
it made both me and my wife late because we're both sitting there like I'm like because she leaves a little bit earlier than I do with him and
Okay.
takes him to daycare, and I leave slightly later.
Yep.
And I mean, it's like a 10-minute difference between the two of us, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
and I work longer days. So I'm like, you take him to daycare, I work a longer day. I feel like it evens out. So
Yep.
that's kind of what it does is like she takes her shower first. I take my shower second. I leave a little bit later because our days start just slightly off from
Just
one
yeah.
another.
Yep.
But, anyways, he has to go poop right before we leave.
Of course.
And he is sitting on the toilet and sitting on the toilet and sitting on the toilet. And we are just like, dude, are you not pooping? And he's like, I can't poop. It won't come out.
Oh God.
And we're like, sometimes it just happens, man. You got to drink your water, eat your vegetables, and try again later.
Yep.
And he's like, but I can't hold it. What do you mean you can't hold it? You just said you can't get it out. So
I see now. I see the oxymoron.
yeah.
And how it made
So
you
that
late.
was the whole argument. He's on the toilet. He cannot get off of the toilet because he cannot hold his poop
'Cause, you
in.
know,
And he can't
and he-
poop because it won't come out. And it was just that argument of just like, what do you do in this situation?
You're like, shit,
He
got me,
can't
dude.
poop.
Got me on this one.
Yeah,
Like, what are you
he
saying to your
can't poop
kid?
because he's constipated, and he also can't hold it
Can't hold it.
because in his mind he's got a shit now. I don't
Right.
know,
Yep.
but he can't poop. So
Like,
it's just like I don't even know what we do. Me and Shannon are looking at each other like, oh,
I don't know.
I don't
know
know
what to do.
what do we do? Like coffee always makes me shit.
I know.
He's like,
We're going through a constipated phase right now too, and I literally had the same thought. We got this brownie recipe from, and this is totally some dad shit that you go through. These are those weird dad like without being a dad, you never find this out. We got this recipe for a black bean brownie. What?
ooh,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
I bet he would eat that.
Yeah. Totally. You're like, oh yeah, beans, full of
Yeah,
fiber, farts,
right.
everything. It also has a little bit of instant coffee in it. And I was like, fucking hey, we're not giving our 2-year-old anything with instant coffee in it.
Right.
And then the next day I had that thought of, she's really got to take a shit. I wonder if I should give her a little bit of coffee.
Yeah. You give her that brownie, and then she's like, damn. Just, just off the walls, man. You get like kids are crazy. The stimulants, man. You give them a little bit of sugar, and they're like, ah.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what it would be like giving them caffeine.
Yeah. The hype of something new or different, because like Sprite, right? Like even the hype of getting a pop because it's a special thing just sends a kid into a frenzy.
Has she had pop?
Yeah, she has Sprite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
My son
I usually
will
get
not do
Sprite now when we
carbonated.
go out to eat because she just share it with her.
That's cool. My son will not do carbonation. That's the same pop we've tried.
That's what it is. It's carbonation that
because
I remember saying
he's asked. Yeah, because my
Uh-huh.
wife doesn't do caffeine, so we're like, yeah, you want to try it?
Right.
Have some of Mom. She's got Sprite. She's like, yeah, you can try.
Right.
And he goes, oh Jesus, like that carbonation like hits him. He's like, what the fuck was that? He's only had
He
like
just
water
hates
and
it.
juice. Well, he hates it. He's like, no, and then now he's he thinks we're tricking him. He's like, no, you're trying to trick me. I'm like, no, we're not. That's what we're drinking.
Oh fuck. You know what? One thing I wanted to share about with the when she started saying "damn," this is the first time because I'm with you on it. Even my wife was like, just okay, can't say that.
Yeah,
Like very casual about it, right? Because we're kind of like, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. But for the first time ever in my adulthood, I never thought this would happen again because I swear around her, like just the other day, we are just outside with the neighbors and I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. And she's out there on her bike and just cruising around, totally paying attention to us. But like, I'm in a conversation. I
Yeah.
I hold back, but like it was just the moment and whatever.
Oh yeah.
I felt bad that she was gonna go to daycare and say damn. Like I started to have a little bit of anxiety about her going to daycare and saying damn. I was
Yeah.
I just never thought I would be that guy, and now I'm kind of like, shit, she's gonna go to daycare and say damn and
Yeah.
teach it to somebody. And in my head, I'm like, whatever. One part of my brain's
Yeah.
like, whatever, and then another part of my brain is like, man, damn it. She's gonna teach other
Damn.
kids to do that.
Damn.
She's gonna say it in front of, daycare, and then they're gonna have to teach her. It's like, I haven't
Yeah.
even caught her yet.
Yeah. That's funny.
So
Yeah,
yeah, that
dude,
was
some
weird.
of that language you can't help it, man. I've done it. I've
Yeah.
swear to like his face, like been mad,
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's just like
Like, fucking
I
knock it
can't even
off.
remember what he's like, where he's just doing stuff and he won't stop, and it's just like recently we went going through this stuff where he's got to brush his teeth, and we had him to the dentist,
Mhm.
and he had a couple of cavities
Mhm.
like between his molars.
Yep.
And they were like, "Oh, it's because, some people have soft teeth, so you might be like prone to it. Plus, like
Yep.
drinking juice and stuff can happen." And we're like, "Okay, I guess." And they're like,
Yep.
"Here's some like special toothpaste
Oh,
that's like a
sure.
little bit, I don't know what the hell it is, but
I
it's
think
like a
there's a little more
prescription
fluoride in it
toothpaste."
because I had this when I was a
Yeah.
kid too.
Okay. So we're supposed to like help him brush with this toothpaste and stuff, and he's making such a big deal about it, and he's fighting every single night and making a big deal about it and just going off and like just not wanting to go potty and just doing everything, like fighting it at night. And it's just
Mhm.
like, you know, I'm like one of the nights I was asking nicely so many times and trying to get him to go to the bathroom to brush his teeth and trying to get everything done. And eventually it was just like, get your ass in the bathroom. And it was like, ah, shit.
After you
Like, I
say
could
it,
have said
though,
but. I
right?
could have said but you can't put your head down. You know,
Yep.
you made a mistake, and you just stare into his eyes and be like,
You hold your
"Yeah, you
fucking
heard.
ground at that point,
I said
right?
ass. I mean business." You don't say that part, but you just like, I
Right.
can't show weakness here.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
he's almost just like, "Dad means business. That was a swear word." Like if you
right,
say it in random conversation, they'll call you out
right.
or they'll tattle on you.
Yep.
Mom, that said ass. And but when you're upset, they're just like, "Oh fuck, he said
Right,
he swore, he
right,
swore. I can't. Oh, I gotta get out. That was for real. He is not happy with me."
right.
Yeah, dude, the
And
swear words and stuff.
that's sometimes what it takes. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude, I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you another story
Yeah,
about his birthday. So
yeah.
he had his birthday party, but for his birthday, we went to the Mall of America.
Oh,
So we went to the Mall of America and we were just like, we're just going to do all sorts of fun stuff. My mom
okay.
knew that we were going there. So she got like a gift card to Build-A-Bear so we could take him to Build-A-Bear
Yeah, yeah.
workshop. So we started the day, we went to this mirror house. First off,
That thing's
mirror
nuts,
house.
dude.
Mirror house is nuts. There's a possibility that ghosts are real. We may have saw the souls of two children that were trapped in the ghost house. I don't know the mirror house. I don't know for sure. We went in there and we didn't see anybody else go in the mirror house before us, but all of a sudden there's like two kids that came out of nowhere and they're just like, "We'll show you the way." And we're like, "What the fuck are these kids?"
What?
Like we kind of wanted to try to figure it out ourselves. And they're walking around and my son is just like, "Oh, maybe we should like split up." And I'm like, "No, dude, that's a bad idea in this mirror maze." And the girl is like, "We tried that. It didn't work. I was scared to death. I was crying." And then like
Oh,
later, I'm just like, "That girl dying here? Is this
these
real?"
two little white
What
girls came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, us."
so then they like help us like walk through the whole thing, and I'm just like, well, I can't just like shit on these kids and say no. But they kept like, it was like a movie where, because the mirrors, you keep losing people, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden I come around the corner and the kids there like this way, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? So we get to the end and they're like, this is the end. And we go to the outside and we see like the funhouse mirrors. I didn't see the kids exit and I didn't see them go back in. But they said that we could go through as many times as we wanted. So like we exited and then like started again. And we're like, let's see if we can get through without those kids. And we went all the way back through without seeing those kids. There's no parents. It's just those two kids. And I never seen them again. And I'm like, are ghosts real? I don't know.
Oh my God.
So that's how we started the day. We went to that mirror thing. Then we went to Build-A-Bear Workshop and made a Pikachu because that's what my son wanted. And he's like, he's already like good head on his shoulders. I'm like, listen, dude, you can get that Pikachu and they got a birthday bear where you only have to pay your birthday age in dollars.
Nice.
So I'm like, this other birthday bear is only $5. You can get whatever you want plus a birthday bear. And he's like, I just want the Pikachu. I'm like, you don't want two? And he's like, I got enough stuffies. I only want Pikachu. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. I don't need to waste $5 on the second bear. We're getting that Pikachu. So we get the Pikachu. We put like it's got like a Pokemon hoodie.
Yeah, dude.
It's got like some voice box that says Pika Pika, you know, stuff like that. We get to make a birth certificate. We went real creative with the name, and he went with Pika Pika is the name of Pikachu. So that's the name. We got everything situated, left there. That was cool. Went to the Rainforest Cafe for lunch.
Yeah.
Rainforest Cafe is really cool in theme. The food is subpar.
Yep.
So that sucks because the amount of money that you're paying. It was $19 for a cheeseburger with no bacon or nothing. Just a cheeseburger. Was $19. So that, but he enjoyed it. So whatever. It's for his birthday.
Yeah,
he was excited about where we were at. But even his macaroni and cheese that he got there was like yellow, but the cheese flavor didn't come through. And he was like, I think they forgot the cheese. His words. I think they forgot the cheese.
Shit. A 5-year-old just says, I think they forgot the cheese.
This kid, yep. This is where this story is going, because I got another thing that he said later in the day. So we do the Rainforest Cafe, and then we go to Crayola Universes or Crayola World, whatever the hell it's going to be called. Yeah. And we try to go there, and they have like different stations, and you can do all this stuff. It's just under $30 a person. And all he can talk about is the playground. And we're like, all you want to do is the playground? And he's like, I just want to play. And we're like, okay. We look at each other. We're like, we don't have to spend $90 to go to a playground. And the girl behind the counter very nicely was like, there is a playground in the Nickelodeon universe that's not very much, and he can play there, and it's not as expensive. And we're just like, sold. Thank you. Nice. So we go down to the Nickelodeon universe, and there is Adventure Bay. Adventure Bay is Paw Patrol. They're all like the McDonald's play style playground things. Yeah. There's the tower that all the pups come out of. There's the city hall, and then there was another building. I can't think of it right now. It might have been the guys like tugboat or whatever. Doesn't matter.
No, yeah.
But there's all these different things to play on. 3 full-size like McDonald's play places almost inside of this thing. It's 6 points to do it. 6 points costs you like $7.40 or something like that. Okay. To get that from the Nickelodeon universe, and it's 20 minutes you get to spend in this thing. So we did that twice, spent that 40 minutes of him playing in the playground, and it costed us $14 instead of $90.
Not even one ticket to get into the Crayola
and then
spot.
We were like, well, we got exactly. And then we got other time, so we're just like, is there anything else you want to do? So we're like buying like points as they come. Like, yeah, you can ride this ride, you can ride that ride. Like he's not big enough to go the full gamut. Otherwise, we probably would have just done the like all day wristband.
The wristband thing,
did that shit. But so we go and do that. And then when we finished doing all that stuff, we did hit an arcade for a little bit that they had there.
They got some good arcades in that Nickelodeon
video games.
spot.
Yeah. So we're hitting up some of that stuff, getting some of the free junk, that I don't think we still played with. It's all at home. We never touched any of that
It's
stuff.
just sitting in the bag that
But
says Nickelodeon Universe on the floor.
yep. So we're leaving. And as we're leaving, like there is just a commotion going on in the rotunda. Like everybody's cheering. And we're like, what's going on here? Turns out we're capping off the day with a drag show.
What?
They had a drag show in the rotunda.
No
which I was
way,
just like,
dude.
that's kind of crazy because, like, I understand. I'm not judging at all.
Yeah.
Because if you want to do drag, that's fine. But drag also gets pretty sexual at times.
Yeah, for sure.
And
it can.
That's not stuff that you're doing at the rotunda for the most part.
In the middle of the day.
And I would exactly. And the pop that these, I only saw the opener. She was the famous one.
Oh, okay.
Sasha something.
Okay.
And she was like from RuPaul's Drag Race, so people knew who she was.
Mm-hmm. I forget her last name, but I know who it is, actually.
Yeah, so we're going through, and it starts off, and they are like all cheering when they see her for the first time. I see her come out. She's wearing a white hat and a white, like, looks like a snug fitting, like, trench coat style.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all white with like a red wig underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're moving from point A to point B. I see her just coming out, and we're moving from point A to point B. I'm not seeing it. Crowd goes absolutely nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like deafening. Like, I've never heard anybody.
Where you shiver from like, what the fuck just happened? Situation.
I have been to the rotunda a number of times. I have never heard a pop like this out of anything. I'm just like, this is nuts. What happened? I go out and look. She is now in like an all black, like skin tight thing. Hat is off. Hat and like jacket are laying on the ground. So I'm like, okay, that was some sort of a move to lose a couple of pieces of clothing.
Yep.
That's what got everybody going crazy. As I'm looking to see what's about to happen, somebody on the edge of the stage, like this is planned, grabs the edge of her dress, like down by her thigh. And then she spins towards the end of the catwalk. As she's spinning, takes off the red wig, and there's all this confetti underneath.
What?
And it's like confetti everywhere, and it's like an outfit change into like this sheer skin tight thing.
Yeah.
And it looks like she's wearing nothing. And again, the crowd goes absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
And I actually looked at my wife and I was like, that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Like, that sounds amazing.
To watch that like outfit change and the confetti goes everywhere. But then she goes back towards the end of the catwalk and gets down on all fours and starts like crawling seductively down the catwalk.
Yeah.
And we're like watching her and we're just like, well, I don't. And then she like stands up and starts talking, and we start walking out, and we get almost to the parking garage, and my literally 5 years old that day son just goes, that was inappropriate. I'm like, dude, you said it. I don't know. Not me. But yeah, like everything was super cool, but the sexualized crawling at the end, yeah, that was a little bit over the top, I think, maybe. For the rotunda at the Mall of America, there's Nickelodeon Universe, there's kids everywhere, there's 4 levels of people watching you.
Yeah, right.
Maybe just do the thing and not the whole like sexualized crawling, you know.
Maybe that part could have left out.
I bet you money if you did that stuff with just a girl, people would not be as crazy about it, you know?
Yeah.
If you just had like a stripper crawling across the stage, people would just be like, well, this is a little bit much, isn't it?
Did anybody check what time it was? Like that's yeah.
Exactly. It was like 3:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday.
Right.
No, Friday. 3:00 on a Friday.
Oh, on a Friday.
Yeah, we took off work.
Still, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's still like.
Yeah, dude, that was another part. We took off Friday, and we're driving past, and we're like, we're just gonna drive past daycare like normal. He didn't know we were going anyplace.
Nice.
We're driving past daycare like normal, and we're just like, we'll just see how long it takes him to notice. And then we're driving past daycare, and he immediately goes, "We're not going to daycare, are we?" and I just go, "Nah, dude, we're going." And then I go, "Oh shoot!" And there was like a state trooper on the side of the road with his lights on with somebody else, and I just go, "Don't look at him, dude. Don't make eye contact. Just eyes forward." Just joking around with him.
Yeah.
And then he just, like, being the little smart shit that he is, he just goes, "I looked at him." And I just go, "You did? You did?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I goes, "Dude, that's it. We got to run. And immediately after that, I get on to the interstate and I punch it. I go,
just so happened to be right.
That's where we were planning. That's where we were going anyways. It just happened to be right there.
Yes.
So we get onto the interstate and I just punch it. And I do, "We got to run from the cops." And he's like, "What?" And I go, boom. And I got a Dodge Ram. So like almost 400 horses.
Right.
It sounds pretty mean when you punch it. Boom.
Yep.
And he's just like, "Oh!" And he's like, "What? Really? What?" He was so amped, dude. Like hearing the motor rev and just like, "What is happening? Really? We're running from the fucking cops." But he was like not scared at all. He was all amped.
He was in.
Just
he was
giant
like,
smile, like, "I can't believe
we're actually doing it."
Then we got a little bit later in
it.
the drive. We explained everything, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, in the moment though, you just let that hang, right?
The whole day was pretty good. It was fun.
That's awesome, dude. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we better wrap it up. We're getting long on the topic. That was a great topic. We're gonna do more dad stuff. That's so fun.
Dad stuff. It's a blast.
So let's just ask the one thing. Subscribe. Go over to YouTube. Subscribe.
Yep.
We already talked about Patreon in the middle. Not going to go with that. Just go over to YouTube. Give us the subscribe. You got a Google account. You got a YouTube account. Just that's a freebie for us. Helps us climb up that YouTube algorithm. It would be great to see more of our stuff up there. If you're watching fishing stuff or outdoor stuff, hopefully the algorithm starts to, connect the dots and feed this up to your friends who are doing the same. If you haven't shared it already, I'm not going to drag it on. That's it. Tim, you got any closing things here? Closers?
Did you say Patreon?
I said, yeah, we covered the Patreon and, we covered the Patreon in the break. I'm going to keep the closer simple today.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I got. Nope.
Okay. I just wanted to make
swear
sure.
In front of your kids, see what happens. You little shits.
It's so funny.
No, I got nothing. I think we said everything in the first half about fishing that we need to, and
yeah.
Good luck out there, anglers, if you're able to get on the water, since it's going to be opener.
Yeah.
Before we put out another episode.
Right.
So yeah.
And share it with us too. But if you got opener stuff, hit us up. Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. I said I was going to keep it easy.
Have fun. Be safe. That water's cold as shit. You fall overboard. It's a bad time, dude. Do not fall in.
Bad time to be falling in.
Make sure you wear your life jackets while you're moving. Don't be like, "I can swim." You cannot when it's this cold.
Yeah.
Wear your life jackets when you're on the move.
You seize up and shit.
You fall overboard. It's a bad time, dude. Do not fall in.
Bad time to be falling in.
Make sure you wear your life jackets while you're moving.